there. It's a miracle. Welcome everybody. All right, so I'm Val Hart, the host of this wonderful, it really is wonderful, an interview series with my fabulous animal communication and healing colleagues. We have a very special mission, and it is to touch the lives and hearts of animals and their people, the people who love them all around the world. I am personally dedicated. My mission is to reach and teach 1 million animal lovers around the world by 2015. And hopefully you're watching this and it's after 2015. We've already hit our goal, and the world will be a very different place, I believe. So thank you for joining us on our journey. And today, let's see, just a little bit more about me. I'm the Real Dr. Doolittle, best-selling author, founder of the Animal Talk Coaching Club. This is a series that's included in my Animal Talk Coaching Club. So today we are going to talk to my special guest, Eden Koljord. Eden is a fellow animal communication specialist. She's also Animal Talk Reiki teacher with over 10 years of experience serving animals and their human companions. Since childhood, and one of the things I love about Eden, because I feel this so strongly myself, and you may too, since childhood, Eden has seen and felt an unconditional loving energy among us. And often the experience of that energy, feeling that, has moved her to tears. That led her on her path to combine non-denominational spiritual principles with the wisdom of the animal kingdom. She also serves as an ambassador for the International Animal Ministry in Lakewood, Colorado, and she recently presented a seminar entitled Animals as Spiritual Companions at the Unity International Peoples Conference. It's awesome. Mind-to-mind and heart-to-heart connection with animals is a path to wholeness for us humans. She's also served as a teaching assistant for a course titled The Shaman is You, taught by Dr. Patty Lukenbach, International Animal Ministry Director, and she serves as a volunteer for the Horse Protection League in Golden, Colorado. She's an Animal Reiki Association teacher, works with behavioral, physical, emotional, spiritual issues that inspire graceful partnership, healing, and radiant living between animals and their human companions. Thank you for joining me, Eden. I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you.
We did it. We have had a challenge this morning with Google. Google hasn't been playing nice all day for me, and Eden and I got sucked in. Anyway, we're on now. So our topic today is animals as spiritual companions. We really want to explore the depth of the spiritual contributions that animals make to our world. So if that interests you, stay with us. We're going to have fun with this. So Eden, tell me, have you ever had a spiritual experience with the divine, the one source? Tell us about that.
Yes, I have, Val. As you know, in a previous conversation that we had with one another, I had embarked on a 5.5-month journey through the Mayo Clinic's health system. And so before, during, and after, there were many spiritual experiences that I had, but there is one that I've been very called to share today. And it does bring up some emotions with me. So there was an experience that I had of being in this exquisitely beautiful valley and seeing across the valley this building that was so full of this beautiful illuminating light. And I recognized that light. It was familiar to me, and I knew that I needed to be there with it. And the moment that I had that thought, I just moved right across the valley, was right there at the entryway to this building. And as I entered in, I was just so immersed in this light, the light of the divine, and I could feel myself shed my exterior, Eden Koljord, and just get to that soul level. And in that experience with the divine, I knew that I was one with that light of the divine, that it was me, I was the divine, and within that, I could feel all of these other souls. We were just all there together. It's almost an experience, Val, that feels beyond words. And it reminds me a lot of what Michael Singer talks about in his book, The Untethered Soul, where you're really taking a journey beyond yourself, really getting into that place of oneness that we have talked about before. And I know recently there was a picture that was shown to me by a Buddhist master and teacher, and it was from a Hindu text, and the building that he showed me matched the description perfectly of what I had seen in this experience. And he mentioned to me that this is where the Hindus believe that the divine resides. So for me, I think in being able to share this with all of our viewers today, you know, there's a lot that is mentioned about that body, mind, spirit connection, and it really does take quite an intention to move from the head to the heart. And that's one of the things that an Anishinaabe holy man from his nation had mentioned to me, is that the greatest journey that I would take in my lifetime is the one from my head to my heart. And so I really feel that I have now recognized that the divine truly resides within me, right in that heart space. And it's something that I really want to share with other people, is that when we remember ourselves as spiritual beings, we have the capacity to connect with true spiritual beings on this planet, which are the animals, and it facilitates a far more deeper connection of communication.
Yes, so brilliant and beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I know I've often felt that animals, I always say animals are in our lives for a reason. They're master teachers, healers, angels, and guides.
Yes.
And, when we recognize and respect and revere them for the spiritual masters that they truly are, then they make us better people. They make us better humans. And so I'm so glad you're bringing this out. It's so important. So have you ever had a spiritual experience with an animal companion that showed you how we're all a spark of the divine source?
Absolutely. And for me, I was really blessed at a time in my life, Val, to live on the island of Maui. And I had a rabbit companion, a house rabbit, and his name was Peter Rabbit, cute little guy. And there was one evening where I was dreaming lucidly. I knew that I was dreaming, and I was standing on the water of Kahului Bay. And Peter Rabbit was no longer in a rabbit form. He was actually standing in front of me upright, and there were just beautiful colors that were making up his energetic body. And as far as my eye could see, I was looking at all of these other divine spiritual beings. At that point, his rabbit body was ill. He was in a veterinary hospital on Maui. But we were having this beautiful experience, and he told me that he was no longer able to be with me, that he was actually going to make his transition in the morning, and he was wanting me to really remember the divine essence of who he was, who he is. And so he had mentioned to me that there were a couple of things that he needed me to do. He wanted to have his remains cremated, and he told me that one day I would see a rainbow coming out of the water in Kahului Bay and up into the clouds, and that when I saw that, it was a sign from him that I needed to get his ashes and sprinkle them right there on the beach by our home. And that actually came true.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then he also mentioned to me he wanted to have some of his ashes placed in the stream in the Iao Valley, and the last of his ashes were to be spread from a place called Black Rock. And Black Rock is located near Lahaina on the island of Maui. And so when I was there and I had permission to be there, Black Rock is often considered by Native Hawaiians to be the jumping off point of the souls from this earth plane to the next realm of consciousness. And when I was standing there and looking at the islands of Lanai and Molokai, they form kind of a beautiful channel. The wind was blowing at me and kind of blowing my hair back. And I just said a little prayer on his behalf. The wind turned, it started blowing from behind me, and I just let his ashes go, and I watched them just go out on the wind and across that beautiful scene. And that night when I got in my vehicle to head home, there was one lone star that was shining in the horizon right there above the islands of Lanai and Molokai. It was just a beautiful experience. And I have built him
Wow.
often around me.
Yes, what an amazing guide and teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah,
love that.
and so for me, Val, I really feel that what Peter Rabbit taught me is not only that the divine resides within us, but it resides within the animal kingdom as well, and that the innermost divine and the outermost divine, it's all one and the same thing.
Right. So are we here for the animals, or are animals actually here for us?
Yeah. And Val, it's been my experience through all of these years and actually in this lifetime that animals are actually here for us. And there is a VHS tape, and it is called Spirit, A Journey in Dance, Drums, and Song. And it's a beautiful, beautiful VHS tape. In there, there is a Native American man who has this quote. And what he says is that in the beginning of all things, wisdom and knowledge were given to the animals because the Creator did not speak to humans in a direct way. So the Creator sent animals and showed itself through them, and from the animals as well as nature and the sun and the moon and the stars, man learned. And so I feel that for me, ever since I've come into this incarnation, I've had this awareness in my consciousness that the animal kingdom is a path for me that connects me back to that divine within. So, Val, I also wanted to mention that I have some friends who are part of the Hopi Nation. There was a period in my life when I lived near Flagstaff, Arizona, and from these Hopi friends, I learned a few things about their creation stories. And I learned that right here, right now, it's considered the fifth world. And in the first world, animals and humans had a very natural connection with one another. We communicated with one another all the time. We regarded them as our brothers and sisters. It was just a very natural part of our experience with one another. But there was a big change that happened in the second world, and animals no longer trusted us because we as humans forgot our connection to the Creator. And so I feel that for me, those creation stories from the Hopi that my Hopi friends taught me has really helped me to remember that when we remember our divine nature, our essence as a true spiritual being, it really enables us to make that much deeper connection of communication with the animal kingdom. And I feel that one of the most important things that I was taught through these creation stories is that everything that we need to make that connection and that communication with the animal kingdom, we already have inside of us. We just need to remember.
Whew, wow. I love your story about the Hopi. It's just so point on.
Yeah.
You know, so point on. There's a saying I remember, this is the time, and we are the ones we've been waiting on.
Yes. Oh, I'm getting
Yeah.
chills.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you can see the chills up my arm.
I know, me too. I'm like, you could probably see goose pimples all over my body.
Yes.
Too. So why is it so important then for all of us, for all animal lovers especially, to become uber aware of our consciousness, of our awareness, of our connection and communion and spirituality with animals?
Yes.
Why do you think it's so important right now?
You know, through my experiences, what I have really learned is that when we become aware of our awareness, we are really deepening, we are truly transforming. It's almost, Val, to me, where we get that sense of, okay, this is my body, and this is how it communicates with me. This is my mind, and these are all the ways that it vies for my attention. And when we're aware of all of this, we really have the capacity to remember that spirituality, that connection of divinity within us that really helps to make the deeper connection to the animal kingdom. And I just feel that for me, when we have the ability to move into that place of awareness, as the Anishinaabe holy man from that nation said to me, we're taking the journey from the head into the heart, and it's in the heart space where we really have the ability to connect with our authentic self. And it's from that place, making the connection with the animal kingdom, that we really have the authentic communication. It's a much deeper level of reality.
Yes, and I want to say an expanded level of reality.
Yes.
It takes us beyond what we can, see and touch and feel just in the physical aspect, and it opens this whole new world. That's an extraordinary gift.
Yes, I agree. Yeah,
and every animal can help us do that. So what can you teach us today? I'm sure that our viewers want to know. Okay, what can I do? What is something that you can show or teach us today that will get them started?
Yep. So we all know that for human beings there are many paths that we can follow, and it can be as simple as taking a walk or sitting quietly, perhaps meditating, holding an animal companion, having a spiritual practice. I think the most important thing for viewers to remember is whatever it is, whatever that path is that nurtures the spirit within you, that's the one that's resonating with the individual. And so what I have learned over time is that a sacred practice is really important to remember this deeper level of connection. And however that sacred practice looks, even if it's 10 minutes a day, and no matter what the conditions are going on. And the viewers don't know the struggle this morning in getting this whole Google Hangout to go live. And before we actually went live, I'm so grateful to you for just taking a moment to drop in and help us remember, it's the divine right time and all is well. So in that place of being able to create a sacred practice, and again, whatever it is that resonates with us individually, that spirit within, what we're doing is we're starting to eliminate a lot of this internal dialogue and confusion that's taking place pretty much all throughout the day. We're starting to drop into a moment of eliminating all that internal dialogue and confusion that gets in the way of us making these deeper connections with the animal kingdom through communication. So I feel like the most important things that I can stress from my experience is to really remember to create a sacred practice. 10 minutes a day, no matter what's going on and no matter how that looks for an individual. Because being able to briefly eliminate all that internal dialogue and confusion, that dropping in, so to speak, when we do that, we're actually holding that vibration for a longer period of time. And animals absolutely gravitate to people who are creating within themselves all of this internal peace, calmness, quiet, because that vibration is matching who they are as true spiritual beings. And so I think for me, what I've really started to come away with is recognizing how profound it is that the animal kingdom is truly a master teacher in helping us to reconnect back into us. And I remember Penelope Smith, who we both know quite well, saying one time that it's the mind-to-mind and the heart-to-heart connections that create a path to wholeness. And it's allowing us to really be able to change our vibrational energy and really allow that ripple effect, because when we change, everything around us changes, and then we really have the capacity to connect with the collective conscience, and that's humanity as a whole.
Woo! Wow! Ha! That's brilliant. Eden, you're awesome. I love that.
Thank you.
That was beautifully said and done, and I could really feel the resonance of it. You embody that. And it's so important to take that time and create that space, and to connect with the divine, that spiritual aspect. That's who we are. That's who our
Yes.
animals are. We get so
Yes.
busy in our lives and
Right.
stressed, and especially, in the season and whatever is going on. But to take that time to reconnect and be with their animals, because they're present all the time. It's
Absolutely.
part of their gift to us. Yes, thank
Yes.
you.
They maintain that connection always.
Exactly. Eden, how can people connect with you? What's your website?
My website, of course, is www.edenhealing.com.
EdenHealing.com.
Correct.
EdenHealing.com. Awesome. So everybody go to EdenHealing.com and check out Eden's wonderful work. She's a spiritual master teacher, connecting the wisdom of the animals and helping us all awaken and bring our conscious awareness into more wholeness and balance. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We've been talking with Eden Koljord. Go visit her website. So, again, you've been watching an episode of the Real Dr. Doolittle Show with your host, me, Val Hart. If you enjoyed the show, please don't keep us a secret. Scroll right down in the video or send us an email, whatever you need to do. Show us some love by leaving a comment and sharing it with your friends. So remember, you can also get your free Animal Communication Starter Kit, your starter course, the Quick Start to Animal Talk course at the animaltalkcoachingclub.com. So God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see everybody next time. And until then, I love you, Eden. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Absolutely. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.